afternoon. This is Mr. Not Advice. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. As always, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. This is my end of the day wrap up. Okay, so sort of a struggling market today. You can see the demarcation between the Qs as well as the rest of the market. Lots of volatility. We had falling rates alongside a very weak May new home sales report this morning, as well as the ongoing decline in oil prices. Look at this clean break below the 200-day moving average. The reason is not only that Hormuz vessel crossings hit a new post MOU high and they continue to rise, but also that things are coming back online very quickly. I think it's also because there was plenty of physical oil due to reserves. I also think the economic situation in China is a harbinger of things to come. I think we're starting to see demand destruction, as Mr. Levinson pointed out would happen, but I think that's going to be a much longer term event to develop. Okay. Looking at the overall market today, futures overnight were pretty well behaved. Nasdaq was showing prior to the open. We got a modest bounce out of Korea relative to its previous day action, but not even close to a 50% retracement. Nasdaq was the biggest loser today, while the Dow managed to clean the gains along with small caps. Once again today, we had zero DTE traders were fading the opening gains of the market, and there was very heavy put buying ahead of earnings. Micron's earnings came out. They appear as though the market is extremely happy with them, with the stock up now about 10%, a little bit over. And so, and firing towards its all time high of 1213. That has caused the NASDAQ futures to 367 jump also. Okay, let's keep going here. Energy and tech were the day's biggest losers, while consumer discretionary and industrials were the big winners. That's supporting of a broadening out trade. We actually had 310 names in the SPX up on the day. So that's good to see. I think we want to see a broadening out trade beyond just AI and semis. Oddly enough, the Mag 7 underperformed the S&P 493 at the end of the day when it was outperforming in the beginning of the day. Small caps have outperformed the Nasdaq, by the way, by 4.4% over the last 3 sessions. And we are going to look to get long small caps once they're able to hold above 3,015. It wasn't able to do that today. Momentum did very well in the overnight. Look, coming into the market this morning, looks like momentum was going to be a driver in the market today, and yet it also momentum trades ended in the red today. Goldman's trade desk said that volumes today were elevated versus recent averages. Retail footprint driving that activity. That's good because retail's been driving the activity. They were balanced buy versus sell, but there is a notable split between hedge funds who were net buyers and long only funds which were net sellers. So we had hedge funds were 8% better to buy, significant demand across discretionary tech and healthcare, and they were selling financials and materials. Long onlys were 6% better for sale. They were buying tech, healthcare, and macro, and they were selling industrials and consumers. Okay, dollar continues to strengthen. We are at, I believe, a high of the last 13 months. I don't think it will continue straight up, but that was a very big consolidation area in here. I do believe it continues to go up through the end of the year. That's why we have leaps in it. The dollar, I think, is just going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Yields were down today, slightly down. Gold, because of the dollar strength, gold moved down. And in fact, uh, broke below that 4,000 level. Gold and interest rates or rate hike expectations have been tracking each other. Very interesting. Who knows if that corollary will remain? Bitcoin got clubbed back below 60,000. A lot of that is MicroStrategy. A lot of that is the cycle. I mean, there's so many things going on, but I did roll my IBIT Julys out to September. This is what the risk structure looks like for the coming days. We got through Micron, then we have PCE, and then finally payrolls. As I've been preaching, we're going to enter some very, very strong weeks. Okay. Looking at our positions, once again, I see EOSC at the end of the day. Somebody came in and want to get that back over $6. Look at that. EOSC is going to continue to drift sideways to down until they have a news announcement that's an order. If they don't do that, then the stocks are going to continue to go down. We are at support in this range, but how far could we drop? Well, we go all the way down to 550-ish before we really find support. Still waiting to enter into PCT. Did print today a hammer. So this could be a reversal. I don't know. I'd have to see how it develops because you don't really want to take a low close doji into consolidation, which is what we have here. The cues for all the action and the movement today. What do we have if we just peek out here? It certainly appears as though they want to retest this 686 low. We'll have to wait and see. 700 is the first number. On the SPY, same thing. Certainly looks like they want to test below here. Now the SPY is bumping up against, or it's bouncing off of its 50-day, and the Qs is quite a little bit lower. Hopeful that we'll get through this week. We'll have trades for next Monday and Tuesday as we get ready for the July 1, which I think will have really strong buy flows coming into the market, as I've explained before. So we might have a quiet rest of the week until we get into next week is all I'm saying. Hope you have a great evening, and I will talk at you tomorrow.
They ain't got no muscle, no hustle, no backbone. I stand alone, not tripping, just saying I'm different.